The literature review has always been a bottleneck. Researchers have long struggled against a paralyzing volume of information, drowning in global publications that make synthesizing knowledge an exhausting manual process. A May 2026 study out of Columbia University mapped the absolute scale of this modern challenge. They analyzed over 2 million accepted papers and 97 million individual citations. This chart tracks the rate of hallucinated citations in published research. In 2023, the baseline error rate sat at roughly 1 in 2,828 papers containing a completely fabricated reference. By early 2026, that error rate aggressively spikes to an alarming 1 in 277. Even elite computer science peer reviewers, domain experts evaluating machine learning conferences, are failing to catch these fabricated citations before they reach publication. Verification is no longer an optional step. Relying on AI for speed without a structural defense mechanism directly corrupts the integrity of the global evidence base. That structural defense becomes even more critical when research moves away from global databases and into specific regional contexts like South Asia. This graphic illustrates the illusion of breadth. Standard AI tools natively retrieve from indexed English language academic corpora, systematically narrowing your focus. Crucial development data actually lives in the gray zone on the right: provincial planning documents, unpublished baseline studies, and district administrative data. Because these documents are unindexed and often exist entirely offline or in non-English formats, AI search tools silently drop them. The machine cannot see them. This demands a strict operational pivot. The time AI saves you on navigating academic databases absolutely cannot be banked as free time. An unchecked AI search gives you global reach while shrieving your view of the actual local reality. The researcher must take every hour saved by the machine and reinvest it into manually hunting down unindexed local archives. This horizontal timeline maps the DDSSC framework: define, discover, sift, synthesize, and communicate. It is the rigid architectural spine required to survive this modern research landscape. Executing this timeline safely requires abandoning general-purpose AI models. Instead, researchers must rely on a highly specific division of cognitive labor. This grid maps a purpose-built AI stack. Use Elicit for extraction, Consensus for rapid checks, NotebookLM for uploaded documents, and Scite for citation validation. Non-negotiable rule: general chatbots carry severe validation risks and must never be your primary source for citations. The framework begins with Stage 1, define, utilizing specific prompts to establish a bounded, answerable question. The immediate failure mode here is scope creep. AI models tend to fluently broaden questions, when a rigorous study actually requires strict human narrowing through distinct geographic and methodological constraints. Conversational polish from a generic chatbot is completely distinct from factual accuracy. For defensible research, utilizing specialized academic tools is mandatory. Stage 2 is discover, assembling a pool of published and gray evidence. Prompt 5 directs the AI to generate comprehensive search strings, bridging international terminology and local phrasing. Prompt 6 targets unpublished institutional documents, donor reports, and government archives. Prompt 7 and 8 then execute citation tracing across foundational papers and surface conceptually adjacent literatures that address the same underlying mechanisms in different geographies. But even with precise prompting, the AI blind spot remains. Discovery tools will silently underrepresent non-English and unindexed evidence. AI operates with massive efficiency in the indexed world. However, that efficiency is only valuable if you simultaneously deploy human effort into uncovering the unindexed provincial records. Stage 3 is the sift phase, narrowing the massive data pool. Prompt 9 applies human-defined criteria to screen abstracts. Prompts 10 and 11 extract PDFs into structured tables. Crucially, automated AI ranking must never substitute for human methodological judgment. AI possesses the processing capacity to screen and structure vast datasets, but the final decision of what evidence makes it into the literature review remains an exclusively human, non-delegable judgment. Stage 4 is synthesize. This is the pivot point from simply identifying what individual studies say to determining what the collective data actually means. AI has a dangerous habit during synthesis. It smooths out vital, messy contradictions in the data just to produce a cohesive, confident-sounding paragraph. The required guardrail is to force the AI to generate structured contradiction reports, extracting the discrepancies so the human brain can process and resolve them. Stage 5, communicate, produces an actionable, trackable argument. Prompts 16 through 18 outline complex arguments, identify logical leaps, and condense dense methodologies. To prevent over-edited polish, Prompt 19 strictly limits AI to flagging clarity issues, never altering the academic tone. Relying on an AI to perform your final synthesis and drafting without these strict prompts strips the research of its authentic human voice. It replaces deep analysis with generic, unattributable text. Protecting this architecture requires one shield: continuous verification. Waiting until a draft is complete makes the cost of removing fabricated claims too high. You'll rationalize keeping them. The governance protocol dictates verifying sources against PDFs immediately, maintaining audit trails, and logging all AI deployment. Applying this verification continuously at every single stage is the only mechanical way to prevent the fluent polish of artificial intelligence from masking fabricated evidence. AI functions as a capacity multiplier, structuring massive volumes of text. Yet the core of this work remains human. Methodological rigor, judging contextual fit, and navigating unindexed local landscapes are non-delegable responsibilities. Saving time on searches actually raises the stakes, requiring deeper, rigorous critical analysis. Mastering the tension between the machine's raw processing power and the nuanced judgment of the human is exactly what separates a mechanical data technician from a true research architect.